Hi, Shelly. Wait for other people to come on. I hope you guys are doing great. This is automatically being recorded. Hi, Terry. I can't see you guys. I know you can see me. And as I'm looking at my computer screen, it's like a big head of me. So it's kind of funny. I'm like talking to myself, which is a little bit different. But this tool is actually Google Hangouts, and the new product that I'm using is called Webinar Jam, and then it automatically loads up to YouTube, which makes that process a lot easier for me to share the webinars. So we'll see, and there's a lot of other nifty tools that I don't fully know how to use yet, but I will with time. So why don't we get started? There's a few things I wanted to go over with you guys before we jumped onto our regular training call and our content. So first of all is one of the, and I've mentioned this in previous calls, so one of the most important things is getting your basic fundamentals down in the business. So inviting, presenting, following up constantly. And so as a leadership team, that the colleagues that I work with, what we decided to do is that on a weekly basis, we would do a new skills training every single Wednesday night at the office in Woodbridge, so on 80 Innovation Drive in Toronto, Ontario, but they are being broadcasted. So if that's too far for you to get to, on a weekly basis, you can watch these trainings from home. So even if you're doing the laundry or cutting up some veggies or getting your lunch ready for the next day, you can have this call on your laptop in the background and hopefully pick up some new tips, and even, I think better yet, reinforce some maybe already skills that you've been building, and maybe just hear them from a different point of view than myself all the time. So I sent out our team newsletter today, and in that newsletter, I put in the link for this weekly training that you can log into from home, or even better, if you can go up there, then that would be great. Second reminder is, we all know we have our 7-Figure Masterclass event coming up on October 3rd, which is going to be amazing. We're flying in Andre Gordon from California. And I didn't realize how successful Andre was outside of USANA. I knew how successful he was within USANA. He probably got to the level of Ruby Director within about 2.5 years, and has been one of the number one top for enrolling distributors in the US over the past 3 years, or I guess about the same amount of time, because he got that award in his first year. But even outside of USANA, he's a world-class producer. He's actually been in a lot of films, but also produced a lot of films, TV shows. It's really interesting now that I've learned a lot more about him. So we're doing a great training on October 3rd, but the beginning, so I just want to explain the format of this event. So the event starts at 10 a.m. sharp. It was sold out, our last event. The room was packed. We had to bring in more seats. So I would recommend getting there early, say at 9:30. And then the actual 7-Figure Masterclass goes from, which is similar but better than a USANA Health and Freedom. So if you have a guest or a new distributor that you could bring to watch that presentation, it's really, really powerful. And that presentation goes from 10 to 11. We take a little bit of a break in case any of the guests want to leave, but we found everybody stayed. And then at 11:30 is the keynote speaker from 11:30 to 1 p.m. So you can get those tickets at 7figuremasterclass.eventbrite.ca. I think even the day of our last event, we sold our first $1,000 worth of tickets for this event. So we're well underway to getting this to be a sold out event as well. Now, there was a promotion on Facebook today to get 2 free tickets. So if you go on to the Game Changers team page, there, you just have to tag yourself in this poster, and there's a draw to win some free tickets today. So that's pretty cool as well. If you haven't done that already, be sure to do that. So I wanted to take you through a training tonight, 5 ways to build your customer base. And there's a lot of reasons as to why I really think this is important. And I like to visit it about once every 3 months. So if you've been doing my coaching calls for a while, you've been through a few of these, but I think that they're really great reminders. See, one of the number one business reasons why I think that is USANA is one of the few businesses in the network marketing industry where the product itself creates a residual income, not just adding new partners and distributors to your team. So let me break that down even further. So time and time again, I see new network marketing businesses coming into the arena, and or existing businesses like makeup, jewelry, even essential oils, things of this nature that typically are one-time purchases for people. A household will only buy those things one time, maybe twice a year. I mean, they're great customers to purchase once or twice a year. Whereas USANA is very unique in that our product, people go on auto order for on a monthly basis. If they only take the product once a day, then they'll go on auto order every 2 months. But I find for the most part, people take the product twice a day. So even if you only ever build your customer base, you can still build a very powerful residual income within 3 to 5 years, and have that residual income for life. It'll be much quicker than, say, staying in a job and hoping in that course of your career to build up enough of a pension to be able to retire. So this is where it becomes really, really powerful. And sometimes I don't know if people, really realize that, focusing on the residuals. There's a few keys to this, which I want to go over, a few key points that I want people to keep in mind, as they're doing this. So one of the things is, if we're not working on the vision of our business and what really drives us as business people, then we're really not working on our business. So of course, the company vision is to help people free from sickness and health. So live in health and vitality, prevent degenerative diseases. And then individually, we all have our own, I would say, vision and deeper passions of why we're doing USANA. Aside of, building an income and it being a really smart business project, we all have our own deeper passions. So you really need to reconnect with that. And I really think when you're talking to people from the point of that love and helping them prevent degenerative diseases, when I really take a moment and think about that, I get excited about reaching out and really seeing if people are open to taking their health to the next level. Most people today are taking vitamins, so being able to offer them a better quality product is something that really interests them, because they already have their mind on disease prevention, having more energy day to day, having better immunity as the seasons go by. So just keep that in mind. Really reconnect with the vision of the company, but as well as your own personal vision. And I find that helps. When you're always out building your customer base, you build a huge portfolio of customer testimonials. And so that's something that you can get them to write you a testimonial if they're looking to solve digestive issues, if they're looking to lose weight, if they're looking to build up their energy. I mean, a lot of our products people can try for less than 30 days and actually feel a difference in their health. So making sure you're following up with your customers and getting those testimonials so that you can create a book of testimonials. Then once you have that book of testimonials, your testimonials will speak for themselves. You don't need to be going out. You can have a page of all your testimonials of the Precosa, a page of all your testimonials of the Essentials and the Health Pack, a page of your testimonials, of the Reset Kit. And these are the kind of things that help make our business a lot easier. And I think that's really important to keep those types of things in your mind. So as you're working on your business, you're also building it so it becomes easier in the future. And then, of course, building our own beliefs, because as we're talking to people about the products, it really forces us to get on top of the latest nutritional information, really get on top of, what's going on with the latest in the product development, really getting back to people about their questions. I find when people are out there regularly selling the product, they become very good at building their own beliefs. Even when you go and take a look at the competition, just take the time to go into a health food store. Look at the prices of things. Things are really not that very far off of USANA. And if you bring a USANA product with you, you can see all the ingredients that USANA has more than the other products. And then, as we all know with the vitamin industry, what is on our label legally has to be in the bottle, where it's not the case for other products. So really building your own belief is a really important process to all of this. So Sherry was, of course, very great at bringing one of the strategies that she's used in the past to light. And I don't know if everybody remembers, but it was building on purpose, going out to building client testimonials. So she has shared with us one of her emails that I wanted to share with you guys. And then she also forwarded the response to from her client to me as well. So, hey, Franca, how are you doing? I hope things are looking up. Wonder if I'll ever get that bike I dream of, LOL. I need a little help with something that I'm hoping you can do. As you know, I started in a home-based business in health and wellness with USANA Health Sciences. Sorry, I'm butchering up this email, but you get the point. I'd really love to help as many people as possible with their products, but I need more testimonials to show how amazing they are. I won't ask you to become a customer in brackets unless you want to, but I am going to ask you if you would buy 1 month supply of our flagship product, the Essentials, a multi-mineral and mega antioxidant, oh my gosh, and try it for 30 days, at the end of which I would love your honest feedback on the product. How did you like it? How did it make you feel, etc.? The cost is $55 and I'll deliver it to you. Can I count on you? Question mark. Thanks so much for giving this a chance. I really appreciate the help. Chat soon. Well, this was the response from her client. I just researched it. Sure, I'll try them. Also, do you have smaller packs of the meal replacements to try them? So she was happy to try the product. And then this goes back because it looks like they were just exchanging credit card information and whatnot. Call me with the credit cards, et cetera, et cetera. So this particular approach actually worked really well for Sherry. She used this with a number of people that she thought, you know, had maybe shown an interest or could have shown an interest in the products. And this was a really great way to get them to engage and get them to try it. And I'm sure a lot of them also went on auto ship. So Sherry, you'll have to let us know about that for the future. So just getting back to our presentation, I think that is a really brilliant strategy, especially if you're at the beginning of your business and you really need to build up some client testimonials. That's also something that could work really well with friends and family. So as I'm going through some of these suggestions, what I would recommend is pick one strategy and do it over the whole month and try to do it every day. You know, obviously you're going to have a few days off, maybe on the weekend or here and there, but be really consistent with your efforts, because then as you're building momentum in that particular strategy, you're going to know if that particular thing works for you. And I think with any one of these strategies, you're going to want to try it with anywhere between at least 10 to 20 people to get any sort of idea of whether they're going to work for you or not. So the next idea is health assessments with family. So take another look at your Facebook or whatever social media tool that you use the most, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, and see how many of your family members that you might be able to help. All too often, we think of our family members of, you know, like our immediate siblings, parents, maybe our first cousins, immediate aunts and uncles, or people that we see on holidays. But for the most part, we all have a lot of family. And ultimately, if we could help our family be healthier, then I think that would make, I know for me, when I started my business and was helping family, that was something that made it everything so worthwhile and everything so exciting for me. I think probably a lot of you have heard the product testimonial from my mom. My mom had the early stages of osteoporosis, and she was taking Kirkland multis, calcium, and I think an omega-3, I can't quite remember. Believe it or not, it's been almost 10 years ago now. Within a year, when she went back for a bone density testing, she was out of osteoporosis. And the doctor, who was really old school, could not believe it because he'd never seen that before. He's like, you know, what are you doing? And she's like, well, really, the only thing I really changed was my vitamin, because I was already doing everything that I was supposed to be doing before that. I changed to a better quality product. I got her on the multivitamin, the calcium, magnesium, and I also got her on a vitamin D to increase the absorption. And of course, he didn't believe her. He said, no, that's impossible. There's no way that this could do, you know, vitamins could do that for you. But, you know, keep up the good work. And, you know, whatever you're doing, it's working. You're out of the early stages of osteoporosis. And actually, she's never been back in osteoporosis since, which is amazing. So those kinds of testimonials were just shot my confidence through the roof and made me feel like, oh my gosh, if the only thing I ever accomplished from, trying to get everybody healthy around me is that a few people latched on and really took to it and it made a difference for them, well, then that would be worth it for me. Of course, you're going to get amazing testimonials. One thing I do want to mention about your health assessments is the tool itself is really a standalone tool. It's something that you can email people the link, they can do it. You're going to get a notification back when they've completed the whole health assessment, and you can see what products are recommended. They're going to get a complete lifestyle analysis sent to them. So not just vitamins, but it's also going to go into nutrition, and it's also going to go into fitness and give them some tips. So it's really worthwhile them doing it. So, but one thing that people may not have noticed in the recent changes with the hub, so when you log on to the hub and you scroll your mouse over the dash, I guess the side menu bar, you'll see a link called True Health Assessment. And when you connect on that link, you'll see that there's actually 4 other links, and those are the links to the health assessment. So one of the links is going to be if somebody's interested in being a distributor. It's actually going to bring up the enrollment packages at the end, so they can do the health assessment and they can actually even enroll online. We have done that before, and it actually works really well. They can do distributor and products, or products only, or take the health assessment yourself, because you can take it over and over and over again. So make sure you're sending out the appropriate link to the right person, and not using our old links, which might be archived from your website and it might not go anywhere anymore. So I've noticed that some people might still be making that mistake. This is also a good opportunity to share our supplement comparison guide. So the one that compares all the multivitamins on the market and grades them from 1 to 5. So of course USANA is a 5, but then some of the other supplements are usually, especially in Canada, are using supplements that are either a 0.5 or a 1. And actually, I just did the health assessment with a yoga instructor on the weekend, and she was taking a product that was almost the same price as USANA that she would get at the health food store. And with that, it was ranked as a 3 out of 5, which I told her, you know what, that's probably the best quality product that you're going to be getting at the health food store. But if you want to take your health to the next level, you're going to want to try the USANA Essentials. She was taking a multi, so I recommended the Essentials, and I also showed her the health pack, because I said this is what's really going to make a big difference in that extra energy, that extra muscle recovery, and of course building up your immunity. And in the long term, the whole point is, of course, disease prevention. So she was really excited about that, and it's about the same price as what she was spending anyway, so she was pretty keen on getting her hands on a better quality product. One thing that has changed in the past few years with USANA is enrolling people on auto order now is much more financially beneficial for them, whereas in the past, people typically would try the product first. We'd reloop with them, see if they liked it, they wanted to order again or go on auto order. The only problem with that is that sometimes they might not have finished the product and they're like, well, I think I like it, but I still have 2 weeks left. So maybe in that first month, they weren't taking it as regularly as they should. And they might not want to go on auto order. And if that distributor wasn't pretty diligent at following up with them again, 2 weeks later to get them on auto order, then typically they would have lost that sale. And there would be, or often what used to happen is people would go on auto order and there would be a week or 2 weeks that they would be without their vitamins. And it might leave them susceptible or open to going out and trying something else. So our auto order now is such a great program. And if you're not familiar with it, essentially in a nutshell, what it is people can enroll on auto order on their very first order. They have up until 30 days to cancel that auto order. It's no problem. It doesn't cost anything to go on auto order, but they will save if they decide to go on auto order for their second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on orders, because they're going to get 10% off of their product on all future orders. So if you're putting people on auto order on their second order, they don't get the 10% off their first order. So now that we get our customers 10% off, and if you're wondering, when they sign up on auto order on day 1, they still get 10% off that first order, but it's split between their their second and third order. So their second and third order, they actually get 15% off. By the time they get to their fourth order, they're at 10% off, and it just stays at that that rate. And people love it because normally they get their shipping for free and a little bit more. So it's a great, great program. And we didn't have that before. Okay. Probably one of our most popular strategies, if I had to generalize, especially at the beginning of somebody's business, is to do a reset challenge. And there's probably no better person to teach people how to do reset challenges than my friend Shelly. I've talked to her about her process many times, so I'm going to relay that to you. Nowadays, Shelly just uses social media, creates a really amazing post using social media that almost looks like a graphic poster, because all of the apps that are on phones these days can create these amazing posters. She'll usually do some kind of promotion around it, like get your free shaker bottle. So our shaker bottles are in Canada $6.50. I think they're $5.50 in the States. So if people order their reset kit with you, you can come up with a promotion like giving them a free shaker. The reason why I like doing that is because then they're walking around doing the reset with the shaker bottle, because there's kind of no point to be doing a reset kit like this and then walking around with the GNC shaker bottle, right? It sort of defeats the whole point from our standpoint anyways. As we know, the reset kit is such a powerful program. I've had very few clients that have ever had poor results from it. I would say 98% of my clients have only ever had amazing results. Not to say that it's easy, because essentially you're eating what is in this box for the course of the 5 days. You can't eat as much vegetables as you want. So salad, you can steam up fruits and veggies. You just can't lather dressing or butter all over everything, because the whole objective is to keep your insulin very low over the course of 5 days, which forces it to reset itself. And insulin is your fat storage hormone and also controls a lot of our cravings and our moods. So it's way more, when it comes to sugar breaking, it's very effective to do this type of program. When people typically try to do it with food, it takes them usually about 2 weeks, maybe more, but more often than not, they cheat during that time and then they don't get the results that they want. So for people that really want to break those sugar and carb cravings, this is a really popular way. So using social media is a great way to get people enrolled. You can do your post about a week out from when you want to start the 5-day sugar breaker, and then everybody could start on the same day. Then what I thought was so powerful, Shelly actually did a day 1 post, which I didn't capture here, but then also a day 6 post. And she took her weight herself. So as she actually did it, you'll see on day 1, she took her weight as she went through day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and then on day 6, and then she wrote a really detailed post about how she felt and how great it was. And I just had never seen anything like it. So she actually sold from her original post 17 reset kits. So from her friends, family, customers, but also her distributors who shared it. In total, they had 17 people doing the reset kit at once. And then when she did her post, she even sold more on top of that. So effective. And now the other one that we've talked about in different calls before is hosting a sampling party or a Sensei party at your house. So the best way to do this is kind of think of groups that you normally interact with that love to get together. So maybe you're part of a book club, maybe you're part of a sports group, maybe you're part of these different groups, family members, whatever the case may be, maybe old colleagues. Get them together. You might be wanting to have them over for dinner anyways. Do a Sensei party or do a sampling party, and it's really fun and a great way to get product into the hands of the people that you really care about most. Most of the time when people try our products, they want to buy them. So it's very effective. In both of these examples, you'll see at the far left here, one of my distributors, Natasha Somerton, this summer had all of her friends and even people from her community come over to her house to try the shakes, bars, reset kits, all kinds of little goodies at her house. And then I took some pictures from one of Rochelle's recent Sensei parties, where she really did a beautiful job of decorating it, turning it into a girls' night and having a lot of fun with it. And I believe every single girl there bought product, if I remember correctly. One person enrolled as a distributor, and some people bought multiple products. So that it was really, super effective, great use of her time, and of course had a lot of fun, probably something that she would have wanted to do anyways. And then lastly, having a sampling table. So I know sometimes for new distributors, this can be really intimidating, and it doesn't have to be. And the reason why I think sampling tables are so effective is, First of all, there's a lot of places out there where you can do these sampling tables for free. So they're not going to charge you to be there. Gyms, community centers, local wellness fairs. You just have to be really looking for opportunities constantly. Rochelle recommends looking on Craigslist, and there's lots of ones out there that want you to pay, which is fine if it's a low cost, because of course you've also got the cost of your samples. But I've done so many sampling tables. Typically, it only costs me, say, $2 per flavor, cut them up in small pieces. I open up a few cans of Rev, sample those. I have my vitamins on the table. I put together a few product promotions, and I always walk away with a few new auto order clients for the essentials, usually sell a few reset kits and some individual shakes or bars. So I'm always selling stuff. So I think they're very effective. I think it's a very great thing to be doing at the beginning of your business and doing them as frequently as possible, because taking the pictures and posting them on Facebook and then also re-looping with your clients and getting them on auto order and building up that customer base is so powerful. So that is the extent of my tips. Now, I know in bits and pieces I've shared a lot of these before, but I really felt the need to kind of bring them together as we kick off the new business year, I would say. There's a whole schedule, of course, for us ahead. And here we go. Okay, I think hopefully you guys can see my face again. We have a whole year ahead of us up until next June that we can sell products like crazy. Now, of course, 1 in 10 customers also becomes an associate. So I'm actually talking to a lady this week. She's actually kind of a family friend. She was one of my kind of family acquaintances, if you want to call it, a cousin's wife, like sister-in-law, bought some product from me in the spring. I put on auto order right away. She stayed on the product throughout the summer, orders enough product to be covering a monthly auto order of an associate. And so, you know what, I just reached out to her and thought, Amanda, I don't know if this is something you've ever considered or if this would even be an option for you. But really being able to get your own products for free through having your own home-based business might be something that you want to take a look at. And she was totally open. So we're talking on Skype this week. And, with somebody like that, she already loves the product, so that's just going to be, if it is a fit for her and the timing works, it's going to be a great opportunity for her. So that's the other thing you want to keep in mind is I have a lot of PCs. Some of my longest standing distributors are people that were customers first. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of the trainings that I do is about introducing the business, how to organize your business, how to present the business, things like this. And sometimes we don't get around to talking about customers. And it's not that I spend any less time on that. Just typically, as you get into these activities, the customer activities are so easy and you're able to get so good at them. And you only need 1 or 2 under your belt that can literally build your business over the course of the year. And I do find that. I do find people get their 1 or 2 things that they're really good at and they really stick with that, whether they're health assessments or health shows or reaching out for testimonials. You've got to find your own niche, but it won't take long and it'll be very effective. So I really hope that these tips maybe brought some refreshers and ideas to your mind. Oh, Sherry, I just saw your comment. Now she's still on auto order. That's amazing. From sending 1 email, having a little bit of back and forth, putting in the order, she goes on auto order. You know what? It's amazing. Last question. Can you guys see my face right now? Has it gone off the screen sharing? You guys will just have to maybe type in the chat box. But anyways, I'm curious to know because, of course, this is a new platform for me and I'm still like testing it quite a bit. So hopefully you guys like it. Please give me your feedback. And hopefully you guys, oh, awesome, good. It's funny, they all came in at once. And hopefully you guys are liking the team newsletter. It sort of makes it easy for you to get all the information in one place. I'm going to aim to get those out on Sunday night or first thing on Monday morning, because then you also have the registration link for our weekly webinar. So that's it for tonight, guys. And tune in next week. I'm not sure what the topic's going to be for next week. So if you have anything that you want to talk about in particular, please let me know this week as I'm open. I kind of have a few ideas floating around in my head, but we're also working on a product promotion for October that we want to share with you. And so we're going to have some juicy little highlights of that as well. Yeah, so that'll be good. Anyways, guys, have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.